Namaste and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the virtual class of Greater English one more time. Uh, Dear students, you already know that we have almost completed our course in our textbook. So today, what we are going to do is we are going to discuss about some question structures, especially model question structures, and then we will also we will try to cover two questions. It means two questions, but there will be two types of questions, almost four questions if time allows us. So without any more delay, let me talk about the basic question structure that is asked or that might be asked in the SAA exam. So CDC, Curriculum Development Center, has given us a framework of question, and based on that framework, the questions are likely to be asked in our exam. So let me talk about what type of questions will be there, and especially out of 100 marks, what are the different fields that our questions will cover. Let's look at this. We will have four types of skills in English, and as English is a language, there are different skills like listening skills, speaking, reading, and writing. These are just the skills, and based on these four skills, the questions will be asked in the exam. But remember, when we appear in the exam, there will be only two types of questions: reading and writing. And why is it so? It is because listening and speaking test will be carried out at your school by your English teacher or by your subject teacher. So listening and speaking, I have written here 10. So listening, for listening skill, we will have 10 marks question that can be carried out, or that is carried out at your school. Especially in this section, you are asked to listen to an authentic, text, like authentic audio file, like conversation or maybe interviews or reports or different types of audio material will be there. So by listening to that, you have to do some exercises that is of 10 marks. Now speaking, it covers 15 marks in the exam. So altogether, we will have 25 marks, and it is known as practical marks, practical exam, we call it. For speaking, there will be different questions, and I'm not going to talk much about this because listening and speaking will be carried out at your school by your subject teacher, and I think you already know about it. Now, reading and writing. Our focus is there on reading and writing today. So, reading, it's quite easier to get marks in the exam because of reading test also, and there are writing questions also belonging to writing sections. So, reading. For 40 marks, what type of question will be there from reading? Let's talk about this. Reading means simply we are given text, we go through it, we understand them, we understand the text or passages or different types of notices or advertisements or whatever, different types of text will be there. By reading that, by understanding that, we have to do the exercises. So, firstly, there will be two questions from what? Two questions from the book, that is what we call scene passages, scene text. Two questions, question number 1 and question number 2 will be from your book, will be from your textbook. That means one question will be for 5 marks and the other question will be for 10 marks. Both of them are passages. It is not always sure or certain that the first question will be a poem. No. It can be any text from your book, but it covers only 5 marks. And the questions, there will be 5 questions, means only 2 types of questions will be asked from this. Like there can be question answer, short question answers, like answer the following type of question, and then there are other types of questions like matching or ordering or fill in the blanks. Or finding out the similar or opposite words. So there will be varieties of questions, but only 2 varieties will be asked from the first question, that is for 5 marks. And remember, these 5 marks passage will be around 100 words, approximately 100 words means not sure, maybe sometimes it is slightly more than 100 or maybe less than 100. So words around 100 will be for this passage, and then second question will be around 200 words. And from this also, there can be two types of questions. One may be generally, one is short answer question, and then the other will be any other, like matching or fill in the gaps or questions like that. But remember, the questions, apart from the short questions, the other types of questions will not be repeated in these two. Remember one thing. If similar word meaning is asked in the first passage, the same type of question, similar word meanings, will not be asked in the second passage. Or if fill in the gaps is here, fill in the gaps will not be there in the second passage, in two scene. And the same thing applies in on-scene passages also. There will be two on-scene passages, two questions, they are on-scene, means out of your textbook, not from the textbook, out of your reference, your textbook or from somewhere. But remember one thing, the second means the third and fourth question. First and second question from the book, third and fourth question from outside materials, like there will be one question for 10 marks, the other question for 15 marks. So the same thing applies here. There will be different types of questions, varieties of questions, not exceeding 3 types, means 3 varieties of questions can be asked from this, means 3 questions at the maximum. And then, so what is the total marks here? 10 plus 15, 25, plus 5, 30, plus 10, 40. So this is altogether 40 marks from reading. These are called passages. There will be how many questions? 4 questions from reading in total. Now from writing, there will be how many questions? The 2 questions will be for 5 marks. 2 questions, especially they are called guided writing, guided writing. From guided writing, 2 questions, means 5 marks each. 5 plus 5. Is it permanent? Okay, sorry. So let me have another marker. 5 plus 5, this is 5 plus 5, 2 questions will be there. So it is how many? 10 marks. This is 10 marks, 2 questions. And then the other 2 questions will be like one for 6 marks and the other for 8 marks. 8 marks generally like letters to the editor, or newspapers, or newspaper article, or essays for 8 marks. And the other short question like paragraph writing, or so there will be other questions like for 6 marks. So altogether, what is it? And then there will be grammar also. Grammar, 2 types of grammar, remember. One, reproduction type of grammar. You have to produce the answers yourself. So that is that type of question for 6 marks. The other second type of passage type of question, completing the passage type, from grammar, that is for 5. So altogether this is 11, and then this is 14. So, and there will be 2 types of grammar, 10. So what is it total? 10 plus 14 plus 11. Is it 35? Yes. So 35 from writing and 40 from reading. So how much time you have to spend on these 2 types of questions is generally, it is not, there is no hard and fast rule what time or how much time you spend on different questions here, but you have to manage your time in the exam. So what you have to do is, for 40 marks of question, it is better to finish those questions or those question answers within 1 hour and 15 minutes, and the other 1 hour will be for writing. 35 marks you have to cover. So if you use that time properly, then you can manage your time, or you can complete the whole answers there. So what I suggest you is, manage your time properly, do it fast, or be sure of what type of questions will be asked, and then I think it is not going to be that much difficult for you. But today I'm not going to talk much about what type of passages or what type of questions here will be asked, because we have to do readings also. We have first 2 questions, if it is asked in the exam, first two questions means question 1 and question number 2. Means 2 reading passages, they are from the book. Scene passages we'll deal with today. So, without any more delay, let me begin. You hear the first passage from the model question that is given, or that is prepared by CDC. Here, the first question is, okay, let me put it here first. I think you can see it. So, it is permanent, not going to be erased. Anyway, look at this. Before doing the questions, I would like you to draw your attention, to the screen. Please have a look there. There is one passage. The instruction says in the beginning, read the following text and do the tasks that follow. I have already told you there will be first 2 questions, one for 5 marks, the other for 10 marks. Sometimes in place of this type of passage, poems can be asked, but always not sure. So read the following text and do that tasks that follow for 5 marks. So what is it about? This is about human trafficking. You might have heard this. You might have read this in your textbook. This is a scene passage. Remember. So what you have to do, or how you do the passage is, you have to go through it very quickly, find out the main words, or say important words, principal words there that can be, that can help you to find the meanings. And if there are difficult words, what you need to do is just guess the meaning. Contextual meaning you have to find out, Sometimes without having proper understanding or proper meanings in your mind, you can find or you can understand the text by linking that into the situation. So that is called contextual meaning. So try to get the contextual meaning, try to find out the important words or important sentences, and if you really think that is important, just you can underline while going through or while reading the text. And that will help you to find the word questions and answers. So first you need to understand the text, but it is not necessary to understand each and everything there. Just look at the question, get focused on the questions. Like we have 2 questions from here, from this text, from this passage. I'll put it here later. So there one question is matching, you have to match the words with their meanings. The other is short question answer. So what I will do it here, or how we do it here right now is, like human trafficking, about it is about selling of women, or selling of humans, especially women and children. They are sold easily. So victims are trafficked within a country or transnational. They are smuggled because they are forced to work as prostitutes, domestic servants, beggars, factory workers, mine workers, circus performers, and child soldiers. It is like another form of slavery, right? The majority of trafficking victims are women and children. Why? Because of their marginalization in many societies and the limited economic resources. Besides them, other target groups include people from low-income households, ethnic minorities, illiterate, or people with low level of education, refugees, illegal migrants, children running away from home, and other. Means these can be the possible victims, Members of split families are prone to it. Means they are also prone to it. They can also be sold. Women of forced marriage and early marriage, deserted wives, widows, and discriminated daughters are easily victimized. Means how these people, these women can be easily victimized, can be easily sold, can be easily trafficked. That is given there. Traffickers prey on the most vulnerable members of society. Means what kind of people they look for, to sell them in foreign countries. Like people, in order to deceive, first what they do, they take help of local people to identify such families. They may provide economic incentive and financial loan. Means they give money, they provide money to their friends, relatives, family, spouse, or even parents. At times, most victims are lured to promises of better jobs, well-paid jobs in cities. Means that is the luring way of false marriages and proposals. Means these things are given. Now let's get focused on these questions. Match the words in column A with their synonyms in column B. Synonyms means synonymous words, the words that have similar meaning. Synonyms, remember, same meaning. So what are the words here? Victim, refugee, vulnerable. What do you think is the correct word to match? We can match it right here. So in the exam, it is not necessary to copy all the instructions here. Just give the question number and how you do. You just draw the line to match, or you can just give equal sign, So victim, what is it similar to? Victim means the people who suffer, right? So did you find that word there? Victimized. Women and children are victimized. We had that word in the passage. So victim means what? Sufferer. Women suffer more, or children suffer more. So victim, sufferer. That is noun word. Remember, while going through the text, we have to keep in mind, what tense it is used. We have to find out the tenses also. Sometimes, while answering, you need to use the proper tense. The tense that might be different in the passage, and the tense in the questions might be different. So we have to manage that also. And at the same time, we have to find out while matching or doing this kind of exercise, we need to have the proper understanding of parts of speech. What categories of words or what type of words are they? You have to find out. Just like victim is a noun word, sufferer is also noun. Just like vulnerable is an adjective word, we need an answer in adjective form. So vulnerable, refugee. Refugee means what? People who are helpless, or who are in other countries without home, without shelter, or things like that. So refugee means exile, right? Exile is also like refugee. The people in exile means people who are refugee. We have no homes or nothing, no shelter. Vulnerable. Vulnerable is weak. It is there. And remember, sometimes words can be more than the meanings on B side, or sometimes on side A might be more than the other on the other side. So it is just done to make you confused whether you have proper understanding of words or not. So this is how it is checked. This is the first answer, set of first answer. This is for 3 marks, remember. One correct answer will have 3 marks. It's not going to be difficult, I think. Now we have short questions. Let me put it here. Okay. Can you see? Answer the following questions based on the same text. Remember, this is question number B. 2 into 1. 3 marks we did in matching exercise, and 2 marks here in question answer. So each correct answer will will cover 1 mark. Remember, you have to try to give full answer, full sentence answer. You need to give a complete answer, complete sentence answer. Sometimes, some people, they feel bored, or they feel lazy, or they feel less confident about whether they will make correct answer or write correct grammatical sentence or not. So that's why they try to give only short words, means answer in 1 or 2 words only. But don't try to do that. Try to complete the sentence, or try to make complete answer. Minor mistakes, minor grammatical mistakes will be considered. Means no problem. If you make minor, slight mistakes, a little bit mistakes, no problem. Don't worry about that, but try to complete the full sentence. Like the question number A is, why do women and children belong to the category of main trafficking victims? Do you understand? Why do women and children belong to the category of main trafficking victims? Why they are main victim? Why they are victimized mainly? You can see the answer right over there. Let me show you the answer somewhere. This is somewhere, okay, here. The majority of trafficking victims are women and children because of their marginalization in many societies and their limited economic resources. The same answer should be written like this. Okay, let me show you the answer here for number A. Okay, I give number A and I write answer like this. Answer. Why do women? Women and children. You can write they also. Women and children belong to the category of main trafficking victims. Why? I already told you the answer. Because of okay, their marginalization, right? Because of their marginalization. Okay, Nalisation. You can write Zation also. Marginalization and what? In many societies, you can get the answer in your passage also. In many societies, and they are limited economic resources, right? And they are limited economic resources. Yes, this is how you complete one sentence. This complete sentence will offer you 1 mark. So minor spelling mistake or minor grammatical mistakes, it doesn't matter. So women and children belong to the category of main trafficking victims because of their marginalization in many societies and their limited economic resources. This is the main reason. They have less money or source of money, and because they are marginalized, means their role in the society is not very much important. They are sidelined, they are marginalized. That's why they are easily victimized. Now, what is our second question? Our second question is, mention any 2 strategies that the traffickers use to deceive the most vulnerable members of society. Means what are the 2 ways of how the traffickers, those people who sell women and men in other countries or somewhere, what are the 2 techniques, strategies, 2 ways? Let me show you here on the screen again. Okay. Can you find out that somewhere? 2 ways means here. In order to deceive, first, they take help of local people to identify such families. They may provide economic incentive and financial loans to their friends, relatives, family, spouse, or even parents. Yes, these 2 sentences are the correct answer for this. But how do you write? Don't copy each and everything from the passage. Even, sometimes when people don't know the answer, just they try to find out the word deceive or vulnerable. If you find these key words or important words there in the passage, and if they see there, they try to copy the whole sentences so that their answers would be or could be correct. But that is not the way how we do. Let me show you how we write here. Number B, 2 strategies. How do you write? You don't mention any 2. The 2 strategies that the traffickers use. Start your answer like this. So for number B, your answer is the 2 strategies. Strategies that the traffickers remember, half of your answer will be there in the question, The traffickers use to deceive. Deceive what? Deceive the most vulnerable members. VULNERABLE. This is vulnerable members of society are. What are the 2 ways? Strategies. We have plural here. Subject, so we write plural. Are, write down 1 and 2, or A and B. You can write just first one is what? First one is what they do. They take help of local people, right? They take or taking the help of, you can simply write that way also. Taking the help of local people, and secondly, it says in the passage, they provide incentives, providing incentives, economic, or they provide money also, that is economic incentive, providing economic incentives to what? To the relatives or to the family or to the relatives. You can say spouse, parents, or whatever. Economic incentives to their parents or family. We can say families or family members, or so like that. So you can simply write etc. So two ways. One is taking the help of local people to identify them. You can write to identify them as well. Taking the help of local people to know them, to identify them. And the second one is providing economic incentives, means economic securities, that is giving money. Giving money. You can write simply giving money to the relatives, to their spouse or wives, husband. If they are wives going to be sold, money is given to the husbands, so that husbands will give permission to take the woman or women outside or outside the country. So this is how we did. Now we have got another. I have got one more set, means two questions we dealt here. Is it? No, two. Yes, two questions. One is, this is the first question, and second passage. Let me show you the second passage here. This is from the parents. Read the following text and do the tasks that follow for 10 marks. Parents, you have heard the story. You have gone through the story. So look at this. I think you already know what it is about. One girl named Anuja wants to go somewhere, right, to meet her email friend. Asks permission with the father, but father first does not give permission. Later he gives permission and goes with her. Now see what the story, or how the story goes here. Just like you can go through the lines there. Anuja, my daughter is only 13, it says, and details are there. And lastly, father and this girl, 13-year-old girl, Anuja, go to meet her email friend. And this is the passage, And there are some words, might be some words like fond of, overprotective. These might be some difficult words for you, but I don't think so. Opportunities are there, opportunities, the words like opportunities, innocent, advantage. See, you can see that. Now, I will move on to show you the questions from this. By reading this, what we have to do is, okay. This is how we do. Can you see it? The first question here is from this passage. This is also same passage. This is from the book, as you know. Put the following sentences in the correct order as they occurred in the story. Like what happens there? You just go through the text, and what you do is you just have to arrange them. While arranging or while writing your answers, what do you do? Some students, what they do is, if they don't have proper ideas, what they do is, just like if the sentence, what sentence comes first here? Her father wants to go with her, but she does not want him to go with her. This is not the first one. The father tells her that she looks like a boy. No, Anuja wants to meet her email friend. Yes, this is the first sentence, right? So in the story, we can find out Anuja wants to meet her email friend. This is the first sentence. Some students write like this. Write down, they write C in the beginning, C, and then copy the sentence. No. If the sentence of question number C or number C comes first, you just write down 1 or A. A. What is the answer? Anuja wants to meet her, then email friend. Copy the whole sentence. Email friend. Sometimes, students don't copy the sentence. Only they give the numbering. It will not, help you to get the marks. So please try to copy the sentences, but if the question number C or number C sentence comes first, then write down A for this sentence and copy the sentence from C. And then what comes second? Then her father wants to go with her, but she does not want him to go with her, right? So now write down this one. So here I will be writing, this is first sentence, this is second sentence, and then reveals with her father that she will to be a boy, and finally accepts her father. Now this is 3. Anuja finally accepts her father going with her, right? Father wants to go. First she doesn't want him to go. Now what she does, she finally accepts father, means she says, okay, father, you can go. Then this is third. Then fourth, what happens here? Fourth one is this one. The father tells her that she looks like a boy in nucleus, means on the way, father tells this while going to meet her email friend. And lastly, what happens? Anuja reveals with the father that she pretended to be a boy to her email friend. Why she looked like a boy? This is the revelation, or this is what she reveals about herself. So this is how we get, first write this sentence, second write this, third write, and then you just complete the answer, right? Now look at the questions here. Answer the following question. It says, do the same way. How does Anuja spend most of her time? You have to find out the answer. So it says in the beginning, okay, look at the screen here. She spends most of her time on computer chatting with her friends, right? It is given there. She spends most of her time on computer chatting with her friends and sending emails. Yes, this is the answer. You can just copy the answer, write the full sentence. How old is her new email friend? Can you find out the age? It is there in the passage somewhere. She is 12 and Anuja is very fond of her. Means don't copy the whole sentence up to the full step. So just write down, she is 12. She is 12 years old. You can simply write, she is 12 years old. Complete the sentence just up to that. Don't overwrite, Don't try to copy the whole sentences from the text. It will spoil your answer, or it will lessen your marks. You will not get 1 out of 1. So please write as much as it is necessary. Now comes third. Why did Anuja's father warn her about people, bad people? It is somewhere there, let me show you very quickly. I warned about bad people means don't write I warned while writing your answer. You have to just change the person here. Why did Anuja's father? Just simply begin your answer from here. Anuja's father, if there is did, what do you do? Warned, ed, past tense, right? Anuja's father warned her about bad people. Why? Bad people, because bad people, because they may fake or they might fake themselves as teenager and take advantage. Simply you can write, shorten the answer. Don't copy the whole sentence. For this, number C, let me show the answer here. For number C, you can simply write, Anuja's father warned her about bad people. Anuja's father warned her about bad people. Why? Because they might fake themselves and take advantage of our innocence, right? Innocence. This is how you can modify your answer into your own. Just try to be creative, or try to make your own answer. So we are almost at the end, and this is how we did. And then there are other questions like write any 2 physical characteristics of Anuja's father. You can simply find out in the story that Anuja's father has a big belly, big stomach, one physical structure characteristic, and the other one is he is bald-headed, or there are no hair on his head. you can write 2 sentences. The 2 physical characteristics of Anuja's father are, and then give the list, 2 points. What did Anuja tell her father on the way? Means she told about how she pretended to be a boy. So this is you right answer. And then I had got you the passages, the other text to show you right here, like as in the example or in the exam, these type of passages. The same thing I have done here, just like a poem, questions from a poem, The Chimney Sweeper. I just try to give The Chimney Sweeper from this poem, 3 stanzas given, and I have got questions here also. Like very quickly, I will show you the questions only, because I won't have much time to talk to you. Right over here. Look at the questions. Answer these questions. 3 questions, 3 marks, 1 mark each. Where did the speaker work? Did you find in the poem? Or can you find in the poem? Where did the speaker work? The speaker, just did is there, so make it past. The speaker worked in the chimneys, right? So you can write the answer like that. Why did Tom cry? It is given there somewhere in the 2nd stanza of the poem. You can find out Tom cried because they did. Tom cried because his hair was shaved. Right? You can write the answer like that. And how did the speaker console Tom? कसरी सान्त्वना दियो, कसरी सम्झाए बुझाए भन्छ. So the speaker consoled Tom by doing what? By telling him that the soot cannot spoil his hair. So or cannot can be changed into could not. The speaker consoled Tom that the soot could not spoil or could not damage his hair. You can write the answer like that. So I have got a fill in the blanks question also from this very quickly. Okay. Fill in the blanks with the correct words, like the boy could utter words when he was sold. Find out the answer yourself, please. Find the word from the poem. Several chimney sweepers were in black coffins. What correct word might be there? So find the word from the poem. This is up to you. This is for your practice. Please do that. And then I have got one set of questions from one reading text from your book. This is from your unit 4, I think. There is one memoirs of French visit. Okay. Here it goes. Sorry. Can you see it? Again, this is for 10 marks question, 5 marks for similar word meanings, 5 marks for this short question answer. So here, the text is, let me show you very quickly, the text is this one. Read the given text and do the activities that follow for 10 marks. It is from my memoir, okay, Memoirs of My Visit to France. This is from page number 35 of your textbook. This is from the 3rd paragraph. There, people know I am never a painter. So beginning from that, I have given up to this one. The last sentence is, his Muluk Bahirama or magnum opus. So read the text, go through the text from your textbook. You can do it as homework also. These are the questions, like similar word meanings, specialist. What might be the similar word meaning from there? Only, amateur, venture, masterpiece. Find out the similar words from that text. And I have got some questions for you here. Why does the writer like to visit art museums? This is the first question. Second, where did he visit art museums? Where? In which countries? Find out the answer. When was he assigned a project work on literary trends and movements? So find out the answer for this. How can you say that literary movements are related to art and philosophy? And last one, name a great work by a Nepali artist that he found impressive. So please go through these questions and go through the text. Please do this, practice this, show it to your teacher, and okay, and you will improve your writing skills. Our time is already over, so thank you very much for being very much passionate, or say patient on, and then you're just with us. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Have a wonderful time. Namaste.